Right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us today. My name is Olivia Mathis. I'm a program advisor here at Pre-College, Brown Pre-College. Really excited to have you join us this evening. Today, with this information session, I will first of all be providing sort of a general overview of Brown's pre-college programs as a whole, before introducing our panelist for this evening, who is going to be sharing with us what's new for 2025 and provide sort of a high-level overview of the STEM for Rising 9th and 10th grader program, and explaining some exciting student life activities, some workshops, and more interesting things that will be happening on campus this summer. At the end of that presentation, we will be concluding with a live question and answer session. We will also have a Q&A running in the background, so please feel free to provide us with any questions that you may have. We'll have one of our excellent program advisors in that question and answer area of Zoom, answering questions as they come in. This will be a recorded session, be about 45 minutes long. We'll typically provide a recorded version of this session to registrants and post it to our Brown Pre-College YouTube channel as well. We do have closed captioning available this evening. You should be able to find that by clicking the CC button below on the bottom bar of the Zoom. To submit questions, you can use the Q&A chat function at the bottom of your screen. As I said, we have a lovely program advisor named Liv here to help answer any of your questions. She'll also be going through to try to indicate some of those questions we'll be answering later this evening live. Another just friendly reminder that all of tonight's information is also available on our website as well. That is precollege.brown.edu. Right. So just an introduction of Brown Pre-College. Each year, we welcome more than 6,000 high school students from over 70 different countries, including across the United States, who choose to spend part of their summer with us, whether that's here in Providence, locations around the world, or online. These students explore over 300 courses that are intentionally crafted to reflect sort of undergraduate open curriculum experience here at Brown. The structure of Brown's pre-college programs does try to reflect that freedom and those responsibilities that are critically important portions of the college experience. So as a result, you'll balance the challenge of college-level academics with enriching social activities that are available whether you choose to study in person or online with us. So regardless of which program you're interested in, the very first step in your pre-college experience is to submit an application. So our application is designed to try to mirror the common application used by many United States colleges and universities. Our application is intended to help students prepare themselves for the college application process, including adding transcripts, thinking through and crafting an essay based on a unique writing prompt. Our 2025 application opens tomorrow, Wednesday, January 15th, and the deadline for submitting an application is Friday, May 9th. So you can find on our website our application checklist. That includes our essay prompts, grade requirements, and everything else you'll need to provide us with a completed application. You can click the apply button at the top of the website. You can find a video tutorial as well with step-by-step instructions on how to complete that application. So admission decisions are made on a rolling basis. Decisions will be sent to students as they become available, beginning on Monday, January 20th. In most cases, those admission decisions are made within 15 business days of receiving a completed application. In order to participate, students must enroll in a course after being admitted. So being admitted does not mean that a student is enrolled into any particular course or academic program. There is an additional step that you'll need to take to secure that enrollment. So now that I've provided sort of a general overview of the application process, what that timeline looks like, Let's transition to learning more about our STEM for Rising Ninth and 10th grader program, which is also referred to simply as STEM 910. So I'm now going to bring on our lovely guest, Abbey Aevazelis, who is the Director of STEM Programs. Hi, Abbey. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, Olivia. It's a pleasure to see you, and welcome to all of our families and our students and perhaps counselors or other partner members who might be joining us tonight. Thank you for having us and in your homes as you consider our programs. So my name's Abbey Aevazelis. As Olivia mentioned, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Associate Director of Pre-College Programs and the Director of STEM Programs. What that means, other than being a long title, is that my focus is specifically on the STEM for Rising 9th and 10th graders program and many STEM courses within Summer Brown. So I'll share a little bit tonight about the differences between the two programs. And if you end up being interested in Summer Brown, there's an opportunity in a few weeks for a webinar specifically about STEM-related courses in that program as well. So I'm excited to be here tonight to share with you more about this exciting program. Our STEM 910 is designed for our youngest audience, rising 9th and 10th graders that range in age from 13 through 15 years old. Students really bracket that first year of high school. Typically, our program is distributed between students who just finished 8th grade and will start high school soon, while the rest have finished their first year of high school. In this past year, and in fact, the past 2 years, we've had almost 70% rising 9th graders. They could be 13, most are 14, but they could be 13 or 14 or 15 years old. If you are a rising 10th grader, I suggest you explore our website, listen to the specifics tonight, and then consider whether you think this program is a better fit for you or if you feel Summer at Brown might be a better fit. STEM 910 has about 250 students each year, and the classrooms are capped at around 18 students. The program is offered only as a residential experience on campus and does not include a commuter option. Students live in Brown residence halls on single gender floors. Students are randomly assigned a roommate based on age and gender identity, and roommate requests are not considered. STEM 910 provides a wonderful opportunity for students to learn from and share experiences with each other as they make new friends and bond over their shared love of the STEM subjects. I'll get to meet many of you or your families on check-in day, Sunday, July 13th, during our parent and student orientation, or I may have a chance to meet you on July 25th during our closing event, which will include the presentations of learnings done by your talented students. So there are a few key differences between STEM 910 and our Summer Brown program. And I think considering rising 10th graders who are on this call, you have an option to think about either opportunity. I want to be sure to cover those for you. So in STEM 910, so rising 9th graders, pay close attention. This is the program you're eligible for. There is additional structure and support. So during the first day or so, the students are introduced to the campus along with their resident advisors, RAs. And so this helps you learn how to navigate your space and get from residence hall to the academic, dining, and recreational areas. RAs are undergraduate students who are supported through our layers of professional staff within our student life team, and RAs go through specific training to support our STEM 910 population. Students are also provided opportunities to get to know students that live around them and their RA through community building activities that occur daily along with regular floor meetings in the evening. Each RA works closely with a small cohort of students in their group. And during your evening floor meetings, students learn strategies for being successful in a learning and living environment, and you continue to enhance and strengthen your newfound friendships. As students live on campus with us for the full 2 weeks, there's a lot of time to get to know others within the program. The weekend in between the program is full of robust social activities. While students do have an opportunity to leave or an option to leave for the weekend if there's a really special circumstance, and you need to receive prior permission from our STEM team, I and all of our staff are going to highly encourage your student to stay and participate fully in all of the planned activities. That way you really get the most out of the 2-week experience. So in terms of thinking through the program, there's academic and co-curricular components to it. So what can a student expect on a typical day in the STEM 910 program for academics? Well, you get to take one class over the 2 weeks. There'll be 14 classes that you could choose from. So one class over the 2 weeks. Classes run Monday through Friday for about 3 hours each morning. And you'll participate in the morning academic courses and then 4 extended afternoon sessions over the 2 weeks. Afternoon sessions may occur on a Tuesday, Thursday rotation or a Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday rotation. Afternoon sessions may include field trips, extra laboratory or project work, but they are considered academic time and they are essential to your class. Each course may have specific prerequisites that are listed in the course catalog. So if a class requires you to have specific knowledge, such as you must have done pre-algebra or algebra 1, then that will be included in the prerequisites. The course description may also include details if there are specific materials required or experiences that you need to participate in. So for example, if you're going to be going on a field trip or you need some field attire or laboratory attire, those things will also be listed in your course description on our course catalog. So please be sure to review those specific needs when considering courses and think about the type of course experience you're looking for. Information on what to bring will also be shared with you before arrival. And then each course is going to include an academic project. You will work on a project over the 2 weeks. You'll spend about 12 to 15 hours outside of class working on your project. There'll be some independent work and some group work that will happen for those. And then you and your colleagues, your teammates in your class will showcase your learning on the final day. And families, we will invite you to come and participate and join us for those presentation of learning sessions occurring on that final Friday. So that's a lot about academics. Let's think about what happens outside the classroom. So when students are not in class, they will have opportunities for dining. So there's 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner that are included in the program. That occurs within our dining hall. So students get free choice as to which dining hall they'd like to attend. Chicken Finger Fridays are sometimes a big hit, or the dining hall that has the better ice cream machine. There's also free time in the afternoons where students can participate in STEM-related activities. They could join in with some of the Summer at Brown workshops that are happening, or their RAs might be leading sessions, particularly for a few students or students on their floor. Students can also spend time in a study hall-like experience, which we call Collaboration Station, where they work on their project, and they can enjoy some quiet time relaxing with friends in one of their beautiful greens we have on campus. In the evenings or weekends, students participate in fundatory, it's my favorite word, fun and mandatory activities, where they're kept together as a cohort and they're supervised by members of our student life team. So for example, after dinner, students come together as a cohort and are escorted to a variety of activities hosted by the RAs. They might go in a small group to an escape room, or they might have the whole program go together for bowling. These opportunities vary each year, and students experience many fun activities throughout the 2-week session. They're all given a chance to do every one of the activities that we have scheduled. Students are not required to bring spending money to STEM 910, as all course materials and social activities are included in the cost of the program. And in fact, some of those evening times, you'll find some of our activities become optional. So for example, on a movie night, students may choose to want to work on their program, on their project, or they may want to participate in the movie. And so that is all clearly laid out for students once they arrive on campus, and they're provided the schedules by their RAs for what to experience over the 2 weeks. So details on the residence hall experience, what to bring, how to do laundry. Yes, if you don't know how to do it yet, you will. They're all provided to students through our ongoing communication by email and in the student portal before you arrive, and then by the RAs and professional staff once you're here. So the program is supported not only by the RAs and professional staff, but also by wonderful area coordinators who help plan, coordinate, and supervise the RAs that interact directly with the students. So here's an example of what a typical daily schedule looks like for our STEM 910 students. What you can see highlighted is the opportunity for those 3 meals a day. You can see the morning academic courses, the afternoon academic courses, or access to Collaboration Station or free time or those activities. And then our evening fundatory activities. And then prior to curfew and lights out, there'll be an opportunity to meet with the RAs and cover some of the material for those nightly floor meetings. The weekends will look very similar, but there's usually a large group experience, a large field trip on one of the days, and more opportunities for some quiet time being on campus, maybe time to work on their project, and free time embedded on the other weekend day or evening. So STEM 910 provides a breadth of courses. Like I said, there are 14 that you could choose from. And while there's many wonderful courses that I could think of, and I could really highlight any or all of them, I just wanted to share a few with you tonight. The first one I wanted to highlight was Understanding the Universe. So this course surveys the major themes of astrophysics and cosmology, explores both the established truths and deep mysteries of our universe. This course is ideal for those who are curious about space and want to explore related topics. So if you love black holes, quasars, pulsars, you can't stop talking about our amazing solar system. This is a course where you're going to find other students who feel the same that you do, and they're really excited and passionate about those topics. If the solar system is great, but not your thing, that's okay. Another example of a class is identification and study of wild-caught nematodes. Scientists utilize model organisms to understand biological processes, often those that are relevant to human disease. Model organisms are easy to maintain and breed in a laboratory setting, and in this course, you're introduced to the free-living microscopic roundworm, C. elegans. As a project-based lab course, you identify wild-caught nematodes from the soil using both PCR and DNA sequencing analysis. And you'll also be introduced to primary literature, developmental biology, genetics, microscopy, and worm maintenance. And if you love the idea of burying fruit across campus and then going back to see what worms you find, this is a great course to consider, right? Some of that citizen science embedded in this class, as well as laboratory experiences. Another class that you might want to consider is sports statistics, the math behind the games. So have you ever wondered why Babe Ruth was considered the greatest baseball player of all time, or why LeBron James has a free throw percentage of only 73.5? This course will introduce you to the probability and statistics of sports such as baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, hockey, and more. You'll learn about statistical theory, probability, the different kinds of data, the calculation of sports statistics, graphing, and programming, all in a hands-on environment. Another type of course, and you can see I'm trying to showcase the diversity of the classes that we have on offer for you. The Real Animal Kingdom, a hands-on survey of invertebrate biodiversity. So while animals like lions, dolphins, and elephants get a lot of attention, most animals are typically far smaller and much less obvious, but no less fascinating. In this course, you'll spend time exploring the amazing groups, the phyla, that lack backbones, commonly known as the invertebrates. This is a class where you'll be out on a field trip. So if getting messy and dirty in the water and at the beach sounds appealing to you, absolutely consider this class. If that does not sound appealing to you, that's great. There's 13 other classes that you can look at. One of them would be Product Design for a Healthier Planet, Introduction to Circular Economy Thinking. So if you've ever wondered how to make a product better or been frustrated with how things don't seem to last, if you haven't, students on the call, ask your parents. They probably can give you some examples. So in this course, you'll explore sustainable design and engineering for manufactured consumer products. You'll design your products and think about ways to make your products more environmentally sustainable. You'll actually do some backwards design in this class as well. So I've highlighted a few. You can see I really highlighted sort of a diverse range of courses. And as I said, there's 14 wonderful courses in the 2025 STEM 910 program. I could have highlighted any of them. What is most important is for you to read through the full course description to find your top choices. If you're interested in attending in summer 2025, I encourage you to apply as soon as tomorrow when our application opens. And most importantly, apply as soon as you can and select a course that resonates with you. It's good to have flexibility in case your top choice is already full. STEM 910 does fill quickly. I want to reiterate that. This particular program fills really quickly, and the program will close when we're at capacity. If you are a rising 10th grader and you feel you'd prefer a more flexible experience than what I've described, particularly the fundatory activities, then I want to consider you I want to encourage you to consider Summer Brown, which does provide you more freedom to explore on your own. If you are a rising 10th grader and the idea of having this structure and support sounds fantastic, great. Then I encourage you to apply to the program quickly. And rising 9th graders, I look forward to seeing you in the program because this is the program that is the right fit for you. So in any case, what's most important is you think about the course that you choose and you want to have backups in case your top choice is full. So these are a few things to consider. What will you be most excited about studying for 2 weeks? What do you want to do a project on? What are you most passionate about? How do you feel the information you will learn will help you grow or even change the world? And have fun exploring. And remember, as courses book up fast, be open to trying something new. Don't just come in with an idea and stick to it. Think adjacent to that and think about new things that might excite you or point you in a whole new direction than you've already considered. So all in all, the STEM 910 program is a unique and wonderful opportunity for students. One of my favorite things about this program is walking around in the summer and seeing the happy faces and excited voices. Students could be talking about what they're learning in class, having a debate about the latest current events, STEM related or not, or just hanging out talking about books, movies, or other things that are important to them. Maybe that next TikTok dance. So when students come to the program, they often may be one of just a few at their home school who care so deeply or passionately about science, technology, engineering, or math. And here they are suddenly immersed in this experience with around 250 other students who care as deeply and passionately about similar topics as well. It's really affirming to find people you resonate with and at the same time realize that they may and likely look different than you. They come from different backgrounds or live in a completely different part of the world. Yet you quickly see there are so many opportunities for shared collaboration and learning from others. And to me, that's what sets this program apart as something really special. I'm going to turn it back over to Olivia. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Abby. Thanks for sharing all of that valuable perspective and information about the STEM program. We're now going to spend a few minutes doing the live question and answer portion of the info session this evening. Before we start, I just want to point out that you can ask questions by clicking on the Q&A icon in your Zoom toolbar. So we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can this evening, and we'll try to keep it to general questions. So if we don't get to yours today, or if you have something, a question that is more specific, please feel free to reach out to us either over email at precollege@brown.edu or by phone at the phone number posted to our website. So let's see if I can take a look at some of these pre-submitted questions. So the first thing I wanted to note is where you'll be able to find that list of courses that are available for students to choose from. On our website, starting tomorrow, we will have an updated list of our course catalog, courses available for summer 2025. On the top bar of our webpage, there is a section that says courses. If you click on that, that will show you the entire course catalog, something that's really helpful rather than scrolling through all 300 to find some that are either something that you're eligible for or within a subject of interest to you. We have a section on the left-hand side of the webpage that is filters. So you can filter based on your program of interest, subjects of interest. You can even use the search bar to enter in keywords. So definitely recommend taking a look there before and even after submitting an application, just to kind of familiarize yourself with the offerings that are there. So let's see. There are a couple of questions touching on what you had just mentioned, what a rising 10th grader should consider when deciding between the STEM program and Summer Brown, Abbey.
So I think in addition to the things that I mentioned already, I want to just mention that rising 10th graders, again, you've got the option to consider Summer Brown. So if the particular course, if you're really set on a topic area, such as artificial intelligence, for example, and there's one course in STEM 910 that will cover that material, If that course is full and you feel like you really want to do something in computer science, then absolutely review the course catalog. There's many other courses that are CS related or have an AI focus to them in our Summer Brown program. So I think between considering the type of course you want and considering the type of experience and how supportive an experience you want, I think as a rising 10th grader, you can make those decisions. If you will be 16 at the time of the program, then you automatically should do summer at Brown because you would not be eligible for STEM 910.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. I am happy to take this next one. Looks like some people are asking about where to find more information related to program costs. There is a section on our website. Again, right along that top bar, there is a costs and aid section. If you hover over that, it will bring down a drop-down menu. First place you'll want to check is the dates and costs page. That outlines not only the dates that our programs will be running, but the costs associated with each various program. In that area as well, I know that we had also gotten some questions related to available scholarships. That same place on the website is a really good resource to outline the various scholarships that we have available to students. You can check your eligibility there. We have need-based scholarships called the Sibley Scholarship, scholarships for local students associated with the Providence Public School Department, Brown Dependent scholarships. We do, unfortunately, not offer scholarships for international students at this time. So that is something to keep in mind when applying to our programs. So there is a question. Abby, is this program available online?
So this program is not available online. There are within Summer Brown, there are online courses that are available, but STEM 910 specifically is a 2-week on-campus residential experience for rising 9th and 10th graders ages 13 through 15 years old.
Great, thank you so much. Another question here is, could you touch a little more on what students will do on weekends?
Sure. So on weekends, as I said, we're going to typically have one day that feels more of a rest day, which is great because students can recoup. They can explore campus. They can kind of explore the area, Thayer Street. They can work on their project. And then usually we have an large field trip that they might go to Boston. They might go to the beach or do something like that. So it's a full group field trip that will take place on the alternate day. And those vary really each year, depending on what our cohort ends up doing. For example, in the past, we've gone to a Revolution game, which is the local Major League Soccer. So they're right up the street of Patriots Place. So for folks who are football fans and are interested in seeing Gillette, or for folks that love soccer, that's an example of an evening or a weekend activity that we've done in the past.
Excellent. I see a couple of questions about how to confirm a student spot after being accepted into the program. I am happy to touch on that. As was stated earlier on in the presentation, just being accepted into the Brown Pre-College program does not automatically enroll you in a course and does not secure a seat. So the most important next step to take after receiving an admission decision is, first of all, responding to that admission decision, accepting that admission, and then students and families will want to submit a deposit, which can be done directly through the student portal. And after that deposit is submitted, students will be able to enroll in any open course contained within any program that they meet the age and grade eligibility requirements for. So say you are a rising 10th grader and you're not sure whether you wanted to enroll in a STEM course or a Summer at Brown course, you only have to submit a single application just for general acceptance into the pre-college program as a whole. And once admitted, you can take a look at the open and available courses contained within either of those programs. And once you submit that deposit, you can enroll and secure a seat in any open course that you meet those eligibility requirements for. That applies to Summer at Brown just as much as it does for the STEM for Rising 9th and 10th grader program. So let's go back to the Q&A, see if there is another question we can ask. I see a couple of people asking about kind of the general level of supervision for students that are participating in that STEM for Rising 9th and 10th grader program, Abby.
Sure. So during free time, students really do have free time. They are given guidance around sensible choices. So for example, they've walked around the campus, they've had a tour. We explain the emergency blue lights that are on campus. We talk about the importance of not walking alone, making sure that you go in a group. You would always have a contact number for your RA. You have on your ID card, RA 1 and 2 in terms of phone numbers. So during that free time, students actually get free time. It's important that we allow them the opportunity to really experience what it means to think about college life and college experiences. The free time is, it's not that long and they are busy and they might want to go to the gym, for example. They might want to play guitar on the green. They might want to play Frisbee. They might want to do an activity. So if they're doing a structured activity, there certainly would be supervision occurring. But if they're wandering around campus or hanging out on the green or in their dorm, as long as they are where they need to be at their next check-in point, which is dinner, typically around 6 o'clock. So that way they're ready for the 7 o'clock evening activities. It's okay that students are really exploring campus on their own at that point and making their own independent choices.
All right, excellent. Thank you for sharing that context. Another question is relating again to costs. This time is wondering what the costs cover, if and also what they don't cover. So if students attend field trips or outdoor excursions, do they have to pay for those?
So one of the really nice things about STEM 910 is that we build it in to be inclusive of your experience. So any field trips, if we're going on an all-day field trip, we're either bringing a lunch, you've had an opportunity to go get lunch and bring it on the bus, or we will give you concession tickets for the location that we're going to. So students certainly can bring spending money, and most families are going to want to send some spending money with their students. We want to be mindful that not everybody may have access to the same capacity or the same type of spending money as everybody else. So if you want some money to bring with you so you can go to CVS or, you can go get a boba tea on Thayer Street, it's great to have those opportunities. And at the same time, recognize that all the field trips and activities that we're doing, they are inclusive. So that way you do not have to bring spending money to pay for any of those. And the meals, your dining hall meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, those are all included in the program. So there's no additional cost for any of those. Certainly a student could bring money if they choose, they want to go grab, a turkey, egg white, sausage, muffin or something like that at Starbucks. You can, but we really don't encourage that. We encourage you to participate in the college experience and use the dining halls. So
excellent. Looks like a question from a parent in the chat wondering if parents can visit students during the program.
So parents, I'm going to share with you now, and I would share with you at the parent and student orientation. The short answer is no. Please don't. Please don't visit them during the 2 weeks. And the reason for that is because we find that homesickness is very natural. It's absolutely supernatural. I know I was homesick as a young human when I was away at a camp. And if students see their families, or if, parents bring that special home cooked meal or their favorite treat, the likelihood is that the homesickness just becomes so overwhelming that it's really a struggle to stay on campus and they don't get the full experience and they may even end up going home. So we want to support our students as much as we possibly can. Parents, we want to give you 2 weeks, right? So that's important. We want to support you as well. But we really want students to be able to take this opportunity to grow, to stretch, and we do this in a supportive and structured way so we know that they're safe. And we're going to ask you to set up regular contact time with them so you can be in touch with them. You can find out all the cool things they're doing, but please do not come and visit them unless you have pre-approval from us for like a very specific event. So students, if your birthday falls in the middle of the program and you're really excited to go to a particular restaurant with your family, you can get permission to do that, of course. But generally speaking, parents, please give your students the space that they deserve and they require to be successful within the program.
Excellent. Another question generally relating to contact availability. Is there any sort of cell phone policy in place for students participating in the STEM program?
So students are they're welcome and able to bring technology. In fact, if students have access to laptops or Chromebooks, we encourage you to bring those because you're going to be working on that final project. It's also important that students do have access to a mobile device while they're with us on campus, so they can be in contact with their parents regularly, so parents know that they're safe, right? They can learn all about the great things that they're doing. For international students, we typically have around 15 to 20% international students within our program. And for international students who may not have a US-based phone number, it is very important that when your students are with us for the 2 weeks, that you get them access to a US-based phone number and you provide that phone number to the RAs. That way we are able to reach them if there's an emergency or, if they missed class. And I typically would call them, or one of our program advisors would call them if they missed class, just to see if they're okay, if they need to go to health services. So it's important that they have a US-based number. So yes, technology is okay. Yes, it's encouraged in certain cases because it's necessary and important for the academics, and also responsible uses of technology. So when we say it's curfew and lights out, it really should be lights out. It's putting phones away. It's being respectful, responsible, and safe with those cell phones, not having them out in class unless an instructor requires it. And some of that is some of the material that's covered by the RAs during those floor meetings as well.
Great. Now, are these courses credit bearing, Abby?
Our courses are not credit bearing, but what students will get at the end of the 2 weeks is if they successfully complete the program, they will receive a certificate of completion. If they do not successfully complete the requirements of the program, they will receive what is known as an NC, and an NC would be no certificate. So either they get a certificate or no certificate. In addition to that, because the STEM 910 courses are 2 weeks long, students will receive a course performance report. So a course performance report is a detailed view for the students. I think it's accessible in your student portal, and you will get information from your instructor about how you did in the class, areas of strength, and opportunities for growth and improvement in your academic space. So you'll get access to those after the program is over, since it's a 2-week class.
Excellent. I have a question here that I would like to address. I have a couple of families asking about transportation and whether there is airport pickup available to the student. Transportation to and from campus is the one thing that students and families are completely responsible for. So while most of the cost of students' on-campus experience is built into the program, costs for coordinating travel and also coordinating travel from airports to and from campus is solely the responsibility of families. We typically recommend taking a look at the website of the airport that you're going to be flying in and out of. There's usually some information about transportation available. Many students will use either public transportation if they're comfortable, things like Uber or Lyft. We also in the past have advised families to take a look at the Providence Tourism website, goprovidence.com. That typically has a pretty robust offering of different transportation companies that operate in the area as well. So that's all something to consider when deciding whether your student, should come to this program. So another question that I see here is whether STEM 910 is a prerequisite for participating in summer at Brown.
So STEM 910 is not a prerequisite for participating in Summer at Brown. Likewise, Summer at Brown is not a prerequisite for participating in some of our other amazing programs, such as the Leadership Institute or the Brown Environmental Leadership Lab, or any of our location-based programs. So it's important to know that they are all independent and unique experiences. And it's also important to know that there are many wonderful opportunities and experiences that your students and you students can have over the summers, right? So it's important to have a job for a summer. It's important to get volunteer work for a summer. So while we, of course, would love to see you year over year, we'd love for you to be here and work through the various programs that we have and get to experience the different content and the structure of the programs and even the location of the programs. They are all independent. And so none of them are a prerequisite for anything else. The only thing that is really important that you consider is your age and grade. So the types of courses are restricted based on age and grade. So if we do have rising 10th graders who are 16 plus at the time of the program who are still on the call, a good example for you to consider might be a course-based research experience. And that's a particular type of class that is happening in summer at Brown, but you need to be 16 plus when you're on campus to be able to participate in a CRE. So you'll see those as you're looking through the catalog, if they list them specifically, and you'll also see what's available to you within your student portal once you're accepted and you log in to see what the types of courses you can enroll in.
All right. One more question. I know that we had touched upon this earlier, but I see this question coming in a couple of times, specifically relating to roommates. Can students request a specific roommate during their time?
The short answer to that, parents and students on the call, is also no. Part of this experience is actually for you to get to meet other people, right? And really have a diversity and wealth of experiences with people who don't live in the same place, who you didn't come to the program with. It's great if you are able to have a friend who comes to the program with you, then that's excellent. I'm going to highly encourage you to not sign up for the same class, or to think through ways, even if you do sign up for the same class, think through ways that you can diversify your friend experience. So be with the person you know, that's wonderful, spend time with them, participate in activities with them, but also at the same time really branch out and meet other people, learn from other people who are part of the program. So as I referenced, you're going to be assigned a roommate based on students who are close to the same gender identity and within 6 months of your age. Most of our students, even though students range between 13 and 15, most of our students, regardless of rising 9th or 10th graders, are typically 14 when you're participating in the program. And gender identity, it varies year over year, as you can imagine. It really is just dependent on who applies to the programs and who is accepted in a timely enough manner to enroll in the program. And in the past year, we had, I think, close to 50-50, a little bit more female identifying students than we had male identifying students. But again, it varies year over year, depending on when students are applying and when they're admitted and how fast they choose to enroll in the courses.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Abby. Looks
Absolutely.
like we are just at time right about now. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time out of your day to join us today. We have got some really, really great questions this evening. Unfortunately, just because of the number of participants, never able to really answer every single question. But thankfully, we have a wonderful program advising team who is available weekdays over the phone and also available at email at precollegebrown.edu. If you have a question that we were not able to get to this evening or one that we touched upon briefly, but you have more specific questions related to it, definitely recommend reaching out to our team, sending us an email, and we would be happy to provide you with an answer, some more context. Hopefully, we start receiving some of your applications tomorrow. If you need any support during that process, our program advising team is always there and available for you. But otherwise, I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day or your evening. Thank you so much again for joining us, and hopefully see many of you this summer with us participating in either Summer at Brown or the STEM for Rising 9th and 10th grader program. Thanks again, Abby. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having us. And don't forget to check out our website or follow us on our socials. There are going to be some amazing things you're going to see happen over the next few months, kind of sharing more about the program. And we look forward to seeing you this summer.
Take care.